కేటీఆర్ ఐటీ రిపోర్టును విడుదల చేశారు. ఇప్పుడు ఆ కార్యక్రమానికి సంబంధించి మాట్లాడుతున్నారు. లైవ్ లో చూద్దాం.
The total employment in the IT sector, direct jobs, was 3,23,397. But now, after this latest report that has come out, it is about 7,78,121. So nearly 4.54 lakh new jobs have been added in the last 8 years. So that again is a humongous growth over the last 8 years. Of course, in fact, there was an estimate as per the, United AP back in the day in 2014, we were expected to reach IT exports as a united state of 2,09,000 crores by 2035. 2,09,000 crores of IT exports by 2035 was the... I think even the mic system appreciates this. Is it working? Am I audible? Yes. Okay, good. Glad. So the export figures were expected to reach 2,09,000 crores as a united Andhra Pradesh by 2035, 13 years from now. But we are already, sorry? As per the ITIR estimate, the ITIR, when it was formulated by the UPA government back in 2013, they had estimated that this number would be 2,09,000 crores by 2035. But we are 13 years away from 2035, and I can proudly tell you that we are almost there. So I think that goes to show you the kind of growth, and without any ITIR, by the way, without any ITIR support or without any ITIR scheme, which is unbelievably impressive. The more important thing is the ITIR projections assumed a national GDP growth of 6% and optimistically about 7.5% when considering these numbers. But I think even though the country's GDP growth has slowed down, Telangana, with its kind of aggressive growth, has been able to achieve these numbers. So I think my compliments to the entire industry for performing extremely well, to HICIA, to NASSCOM, to all the chambers of commerce who are gathered here. My compliments to all of you on your fantastic growth story, to the representatives from BFSI sector, to the representatives from mobility sector, to the representatives from other industry vectors who are already here. And more importantly, from my personal viewpoint, I think what's even more important from the state's perspective is an all-round holistic development. Now that can only happen when we continue to grow in other areas other than the western part of Hyderabad. To that effect, I'll come to the details in a bit, but I'm really, really happy and really excited about the kind of waves new companies and new technology, enterprises are coming forward. In fact, are coming forward with a lot of enthusiasm for opportunities in Warangal, in Karimnagar, in Mehboob-nagar, in Nalgonda, in Khammam, and more recently in Adilabad, and even in Ramagundam. So all of these actually are going to keep us in good stead in terms of what we can offer to our children. In fact, before I came onto the podium here, I had a quick, 5-minute chat with both Damodar and, Raj from TechWave. There's a very interesting, they made some very interesting comments. They said, we have started hiring from IIIT Basar, and we see that, these children actually do not need as much training as we assumed or we imagined they would, firstly. And secondly, they said attritions are really lower compared to a Hyderabad or a Bangalore in a tier 2 town. And more importantly, these youth working from their comfort zone will keep them, more productive and more loyal to our enterprises is what they felt. So my compliments, guys. I think that's a great analysis. And I do believe very strongly that this is what, is going to propel us into the next, next orbit of growth. Now, just to name a few marquee investments that have come in over the last 1 year. Goldman Sachs, as you all know, is an investment banking giant, entered Hyderabad, and they have very aggressive plans to grow to almost 2,500 in about 3 years. And I think it's an extremely important addition to the BFSI sector. While there are others, like Ramesh pointed out, who need to join the club, I think Goldman Sachs joining us is, of course, a welcome addition. Now, consumer electronics manufacturer OnePlus, again a very popular electronics company, has made a debut in India through Hyderabad, making Hyderabad as a hub for making smart TVs. About 500 employees are currently involved in the production, and they're on their way to actually distributing 1 million smart televisions. The world's leading open innovation platform, called as Plug and Play, has also set up its center in Hyderabad, and I'm extremely proud that they've done it in a record time after our meeting in France. They opened their office in High-Tech City for catalyzing the growth of automotive startups in the city in partnership with startup Autobahn in Stuttgart, Germany. Mass Mutual, our dear friend Ravi Tangirala, has been very kind. A global leader in insurance services, has inaugurated a 2,000 employee facility in Nanak Ramguda. Stellantis, which is a Fiat Chrysler Peugeot setup, they have set up a digital presence and expanded its Hyderabad operations, targeting nearly 2,200 jobs by 2024. Again, a huge addition to the mobility sector, like Pradeep was pointing out. I think it's an extremely important addition, and I'm delighted that they are shaping up really well. Genpact, we're thankful to you guys, for laying the foundation for its campus in Uppal, mega campus in fact, 2.2 million square foot facility with 15,000 new jobs in the eastern corridor. I think that augurs very well for the all-round growth that has been envisioned by our Honorable Chief Minister for the city of Hyderabad and for Telangana at large. Also, as a commitment to government's grid policy, growth in dispersion policy, a foundation stone was also laid recently, and it will start, the construction will be started soon, for a 1 million square foot gateway IT park in Kandlakoya, in the northern part of Hyderabad. Good to see that, Venkat of Lasya is here, and I'm delighted that Kitia, which is Kompalli Area IT Association, they have come forward. Nearly 200 companies have already applied for space, and I'm very confident that with Venkat and others from Kitia also working closely with us, we'll actually have to build more in that part of the town as well. And I'm sure most of you have followed this news. American multinational Qualcomm, again, has announced its largest campus outside the US in Hyderabad, which will be operational. It's a 1.6 million square foot campus, which will be operational by October 2022. And this, of course, joins the big league. Qualcomm joins now the big league that Joel mentioned. Amazon, Apple, Google, Microsoft, Facebook, Uber, Salesforce, Micron, ServiceNow, the list goes on. It's a huge list of marquee companies whose second largest base in the world is right here. In fact, Amazon's world's largest campus, I'm also happy to share with you, is actually in Hyderabad, not in Seattle. Let me also add that Bosch, a German MNC and a world leader in mobility, an industrial and engineering home appliances company, has also chosen Hyderabad as a strategic location with its Bosch global software technologies and R&D presence. They've started their office in High-Tech City and will employ about 3,000 people working on technologies such as cloud, AI, AIoT, Internet of Things, ML, AI, cyber and embedded security. The groundbreaking was also done for Google's largest campus outside of their HQ, headquarters in Mountain View, California. A 3.3 million square foot energy efficient campus. The groundbreaking is done, and now they're on their way to build a large campus with sustainable standards. Grid Dynamics, another very interesting company, a digital transformation company with offices across the US and Europe, has also announced to open its first presence in India with a headcount of nearly 1,000 by the end of this year. Government of Telangana has also entered into a MOU with Hyundai recently at Davos to to basically be a part of one of its kind of Telangana Mobility Valley at Zahirabad. Hyundai will be investing about 1,400 crore of rupees into this facility. German automotive major ZF also has announced its largest engineering and R&D facility with over 3,000 employees. In fact, this will be their largest center in the world, anywhere in the world, with about 3,000 employees in Nanak Ramguda, Hyderabad, and ZF will be a major part also of Telangana Mobility Valley. This facility is among, like I said, the 100 odd software development centers and 18 major centers in the world, but this will be the largest of theirs in the world. Fisker, another very interesting and happening electric vehicle manufacturer from the United States, when we visited US recently, has announced its software development center first in India, in high-tech city area, and they will be launching it soon as well. Callaway Golf, another large global American sports equipment manufacturer company, has also set up its software center, which I myself and Jayesh Ranjan have inaugurated recently. So you can see an eclectic group, companies in mobility, companies in insurance services, companies in financial services, companies also in sporting equipment manufacturing, automobiles, electric vehicles, and also interestingly digital transformation, etc. All of them making Hyderabad as their base and one of the largest bases in the world. I'm delighted with the kind of growth we've had over the last 1 year. Now, Tier 2 towns as well, as I was pointing out. In Warangal, both SoftPath and Quadrant have started their own operations. And in fact, Quadrant Resources is in the process of building its own campus, just like Scient, and I am hopeful that it will be completed by the end of this year. Both Genpact and Mindtree also have scheduled their operations for Warangal this year. So both Genpact and also Mindtree will be opening their offices and campuses this year in Warangal. Other Tier 2 towns such as Nizamabad and Mehboob Nagar and Siddipet, all of them, the plug-and-play facility that the government has invested in. We're building plug-and-play facilities where companies can move in and start working. All of them will be ready by October 2022, and an IT tower is also being built in Nalgonda, which will be unveiled sometime next year. What we are also proud of is not just the expansion in the traditional technology space. In emerging technologies, several institutions and several initiatives have also been grounded in Telangana, making us the preferred destination for emerging technology companies as well. Space-time framework in space technology, National Center for Additive Manufacturing in Osmania University have been launched recently. Medicine from the Sky, for driving adoption of drones in healthcare logistics, also has been launched by the government last year. Hara Bhara, an initiative to basically use seed copters, first aerial seeding project in partnership with a Hyderabad-based startup called as Marut Drones, was also launched. Sagu Bagu, a flagship agri-tech project in partnership with the World Economic Forum, has also been launched here. AI-based pest management for cotton deployed with 3,105 lead farmers and 653 agriculture extension officers from 6 major cotton growing districts has also been launched. Our Honorable Chief Minister, Shri KCR Garu, keeps reminding us that any technology which does not have